Hello, good evening. A roadside recovery worker has told ITV News Central he doesn't know how he survived being hit by a lorry on the M6. Mark Wotton was moving a vehicle that had broken down on the motorway when it happened. He might never be able to return to his old job, but his wife says it's a miracle he's even here to tell the story. Stacey Foster has been to meet them.
In the circle is Mark Wotton, securing the wheel of a vehicle he's recovering on the M6. That's something he may never be able to do again. Mark Wotton's been reliving that moment in his mind for the last 9 months. Now he's able to watch it after police released the CCTV of what happened.
It was as if a ghost went past and it wasn't really there because I didn't see anything, and the gentleman that I was recovering, he never saw anything. It happened that fast that we just didn't know what had happened. And then I saw the footage and thought, I know I'm lucky.
The impact broke his back in 2 places. He suffered severe bruising and swelling, but remarkably left hospital after only a day.
It's as if I had a target on my back and he got bullseye. And the fact that he drove away and left me for dead.
That man was 69-year-old Terence Pullman from Shifnal, who's been jailed for 8 months and banned from driving for 2 years. He was traced after another driver took down his registration number.
In a way, I do feel sorry for him. And there's probably hundreds of people out there that say, nah, you shouldn't do. He deserves what he gets. I still get flashbacks, sleepless nights. I feel like that impact has took 10 years out of me, easy. It's an absolute miracle that really we've still got him here, and I've still got my husband, and the boys have got their dad. It is just a miracle.
So here's the truck now coming down, and that's you there.
Mark's waiting for test results to find out if he needs an operation to fix his back, but doctors have told him he'll always have pain. He hopes this footage of his brush with death will encourage other drivers to take more care on the roads, which for some are a workplace. Stacey Foster, ITV News, Birmingham.
A future education scandal in Birmingham would be identified and dealt with more quickly because of the measures put in place after the Trojan Horse events last year. That's according to Education Secretary Nicky Morgan, who updated MPs on the progress of the 6 schools that were involved. She said all of the recommendations made in the government report on the schools had now been implemented or were on track. But the Shadow Education Secretary, Tristram Hunt, said the government's reforms were chaotic. A pensioner who worked as a Lollipop man in Coventry for more than 14 years says he can't go back to his job after being attacked. The 82-year-old was pushed to the ground and had his stick stolen by a man at a school crossing last week on Humber Road in the Stoke area of the city. He travelled 10 miles every day for work, but now is too shaken to go back. Police are appealing for witnesses. A man who sent letters accusing Derbyshire's chief fire officer of rape has told a court he wanted to scare him into going to the police. Sean Frayne from Huddersfield denies the charge of rape, alleged to have taken place in a pub in 2006. Today, Derby Crown Court heard the man, a friend of the alleged victim, sent 2 letters to Mr Frayne in 2013 asking for an out-of-court settlement. He said the alleged victim knew nothing of the first letter and was hysterical when she found out. He went on to tell the court she did know about the second. The trial continues. A protest camp in the grounds of Stafford Hospital is having to be abandoned because some of the protesters have become ill. After bitterly cold winter weather, some have picked up chest infections, flu and even pneumonia. After almost 200 days, the camp will be dismantled on Saturday, but the Save Stafford Hospital campaigners say they will carry on with their fight from a town centre office. Keith Wilkinson reports.
We'll walk hand in hand.
Things started well back in summer, but if these protesters are to overcome, it won't be from this camp.
That we shall overcome someday.
The winter weather has taken its toll on campaigners in the grounds of Stafford Hospital, fighting to keep services there. After almost 200 days out in all weathers, some have become ill.
Flu and chest infections has been passed around, and not wanting to give up, they've continued when they've been ill, and they're not cleared the chest infections. So we've had one lady that ended up with pneumonia. She's fine, she's okay, she's off at the moment, but she still wants to fight.
This Saturday, the camp will be dismantled.
Ending the camp, it's sad. It's very sad. It's a protest camp. But in the same breath, saying it's a protest camp, it's been a camp where we've experienced wonderful community spirit. Obviously, as you know, we haven't achieved what we wanted to achieve by having this camp because nobody is listening.
It's going to be sad, but we've got to move on. And now we need to move on to save what we've got and to make sure that the health of the people in Stafford is safeguarded.
What happens? Somebody who's got an emergency, especially with an ambulance service, as we know, that's struggling to arrive in its 8-minute response times. How can people rest assured that they're going to be transported to Stoke in time?
In a few days' time, emergency surgery will be moved to Stoke-on-Trent. NHS officials deny anyone will be at risk from this. They say it'll actually make things safer. The Save Stafford Hospital campaigners strongly disagree. And they say their fight will continue, but from the warmth of an office. Keith Wilkinson, ITV News, Stafford.
Now, it might sound too good to be true, but people in one part of the Midlands are getting their electricity paid for by the electricity companies. A volunteer-run business is fitting solar panels on council houses, and it's being funded by green taxes, something we all pay on our bills, which the power companies must pass on for schemes like this. Mark Goff reports.
Even on a cold grey day in January, there's enough sun to produce electricity from solar panels. And they're helping to cut high fuel prices here in Cannock. Roy Maydews signed up for a scheme to have solar panels on his council bungalow. He won't have to pay a penny and
get free electricity and save probably £100 to £200 a year on your bill. How does that sound?
That sounds absolutely lovely.
This company, which is run by volunteers, will pay for and fit the solar panels on up to 400 council houses in Cannock.
Any service on the electric and gas is absolutely magic for me.
Cannock Chase Council has agreed that some of their council houses can be used for the scheme. Mike Kingan started it because he's concerned about the environmental effects of burning fossil fuels. Helping the environment is also helping householders in Cannock.
We install the panels, we maintain them, we look after them, they get the free electricity. That's the deal. We think that people will save probably £150, maybe £200 a year in their electricity bills, so that's something like 40–50% of what they're paying at the moment.
The solar panel company is backed by investors who are getting 7% a year return on their investment. How can Mike afford to pay such a return? Well, on all of our fuel bills, we all pay a little bit extra in green taxes. But the energy companies must pass these taxes on to schemes like this one in Cannock.
Every quarter we will tell our electricity company, Good Energy, how much electricity has been produced by all the solar panels that we own, and they will pay us £400 for each property.
That's £400 a quarter for every house with solar panels. And don't forget, there might be 400 in Cannock on this scheme. Roy was so impressed that as well as agreeing to have the panels fitted later this year, he's invested some of his life savings in the scheme. The company is trying to raise another £250,000 to do more houses in Cannock, helping more people like Roy. Mark Goff, ITV News.
Right, now, is there any more snow on the way with the forecast? Here's Janelle.
What's in store for today? ITV Local Weather, sponsored by Centre Parks.
Hello, over the next couple of days we are going to be staying with the wintry weather and a very cold wind too, making things feel a touch cooler than they actually are. But tonight the Met Office have issued a weather warning, that's for snow and for ice, as temperatures go as low as around -2. It is also going to see a few wintry showers overnight tonight, and they'll stay with us into tomorrow morning. Seeing a bit of brightness tomorrow morning, and that weather warning leaving us at around 11 a.m. By the time we get into the afternoon, we're looking at highs of around 5 Celsius. Things a bit cooler, so we'll see some rain and sleet rather than snow. Good night.
ITV Local Weather, sponsored by Centre Parks.
So no to the snow question, rain or sleet on the way though. That is all we've got time for this evening, but as ever there is plenty more from us on our website. The details on the screen right now, itv.com/central. That's it though, have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye for now.